archaeologists. I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity. I am about to begin a Resident Evil Biohazard adventure. As you can see from there, I'm streaming this on the internet, on the old Twitch, and afterwards I will upload it to the YouTube, and I've been doing that for like a decade, putting recordings of myself playing games on the YouTube. It's only since the pandemic that I started streaming, and like a year in, or I don't exactly remember the timing, I started this gimmick, this what I like to call the Fights and Frights playlist. What's the Fights and Frights playlist? Well, eventually I realised it's quite difficult to explain, so I prepared this little graphic here. I decided to go through all the years. I play a spooky game, or kind of a fighty or a frighty game. You can sort of see, going through this list, there's kind of a Capcom flavour to this. And I cheated a little. Like, obviously, that's the remake of Resident Evil 1 there, which didn't strictly come out 1996, but the original did. It's my rules. I make the rules. I can bend them as I wish. But you can see I went for all the years. 1996, 1997. We've gotten ourselves all the way to 2017. Biohazard. You might be thinking, there's some kind of obvious games missing. What about Silent Hill? And the answer is, I could only do one game per year, right? So some games I'd already played, like Silent Hill 1 and 2. The remake had not even been announced, yet alone playable. When I got to the pertinent years, but like some games I sort of just played on the side. So in case of Resident Evil, I did play the first one. I played Resident Evil 2, as you can see there, but I did play Resident Evil Nemesis. I played Zero for like an hour. I have played Resident Evil 4 and 5 and 6. I streamed them all. And Revelations 1 and 2 as well. It has taken us quite some time. That dramatic pause there was me trying to turn the screen back on and pressing the wrong button. You see, I had always wanted to play the Resident Evil series. In fact, and I tell this story multiple times because I've played lots of Resident Evil games that I literally just established. There were two stories. One, my PC, when the demo for Resident Evil 1 came out, did not have a Voodoo card. And if you wanted to play a 3D game, you needed a Voodoo card. And I didn't have one, which meant all I could do was listen to the files, which is what I did. And, don't open that door. I hope this isn't Chris's blood. That's why I'm fond of saying out loud. Everyone is fond of saying lines from that game. That game is hilarious. But I had a chance to play Resident Evil. Like a year or so later, my brother's PlayStation, which I didn't have, he lent me when he went on holiday, and he lent me a pile of games. But he also took his fucking memory card with him. So if I was going to play it, I'd have to play it without saving. And being stubborn, I didn't even play it. I actually played Final Fantasy VII. I used to start that game in the morning. I would die on Dine or Materia Keeper, and I'd start again the next day, and did this for like several weeks until he came back, and I managed to get to Rocket Town, and I was like, I explained to him I've got to keep the PlayStation on or not, and he just turned it off immediately. So it was quite a long time to literally the pandemic is when I was like, okay, I want to play the Resident Evil series. I've always wanted to, and obviously I knew the reputation. I knew that oh my god, it's good again. There's this game, this VR game. Now, we're not playing the VR version. My brother, he has a PlayStation 5, as do I, but he had the VR tech for that. Unfortunately, I have VR for the PC, and I've been waiting all this time. One of the reasons I paused for this particular game is because I thought, they'll just release a version on Steam that'll be playable in the VR, and they never did. I hear there's a mod. Maybe one day we'll play the mod. Maybe I'll borrow my brother's PlayStation, specifically the VR bit, which he has offered to let me borrow. But for right now, just for the sake of streaming easily the Fights and Frights playlist, I decided we're just going to do this first. So there's a little bit of a long introduction. I appreciate it. Who the fuck am I? Why do I... I'm indulging myself. Thank you for indulging me. Just like, I'm not sure if I used the sentence correctly. Whatever. Let's begin the game, shall we? What do I know about the game? Surprise, last minute, John talking. There's a reviewer I like to watch called Noah Gervais. And when he released his 6-hour review of all the Resident Evils, part of me was kind of sad because I was like, oh, I was going to play all the Resident Evils, and then eventually I decided, you know what, I'm still gonna. And I've rewatched that review, but when I rewatch it, I watch it up to the games I've played. But the first time around, I did watch the segment. So whenever that was, at least a year ago, I would have been spoiled by plot. And of course, this cultural osmosis. I've seen clips of this game being played and stuff. I know it's spoilers. I know it's set in a different type of spooky house, not a mansion, but more of like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre style house. I know there's a guy called Ethan. I think I put like so. Sadly, I know details I probably wouldn't want to know, but as I've learned quite often streaming, playing a game and even watching a review is. Even watching somebody play the game, they are not the same thing. We're going to be playing on... Take it easy on you. It's just your average difficulty. Yeah, sure, I'll play on normal.
Hey, baby! I just wanted to send a quick hello and I love you. Oh, good news. I'm going to be coming home soon. Yay! Oh, I cannot wait to be done with this babysitting job and come home to my loving husband. I miss you. Oh, I gotta get back to work. I love you, Ethan. I miss you so much. I'm sending tons of kisses. Bye, baby.
Ethan. You were right. I did lie to you. I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this, stay away.
Ooh. I know this is in first person as well.
Hello?
Hey, it's Ethan.
Oh, hey. You alright? You just disappeared the other night.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. It's Mia. She's not dead, she's alive. She's back.
They found her? How? What happened?
I don't know. Look, I don't know how, but she's back. She's back somehow. And maybe it's a prank, but she wants me to come and get her.
Where is she?
Dulvey, Louisiana.
Dude, it's been 3 years.
I know, but what if it is her? I have to find out what happened.
Okay. Ooh. This is very fancy. So, I don't know how much I can talk. I've had quite a lot of burning questions.
This is the place.
So, I've literally just completed Resident Evil 6 a couple of days ago. That was a fucking slog. That game is way too fucking long. Obviously, it's not really a horror game. It has its moments. If you're trying to enjoy it, go in and try and enjoy 6. It has its moments, but like, is it a horror game? And obviously, the thing that this game's famous for is just like having to reinvent what Resident Evil even is anymore, because Resident Evil 6 was so absurd, such a sort of failure. But like, so here's the thing, what I didn't really mention. I did dabble with Resident Evil's series before I started streaming it. My brother had Code Veronica for the Dreamcast, my other brother, and I played that for like an hour. I got stuck, and I did record. It's on one of my YouTube channels. Early on in the pandemic, I had another project where I. Can I go forward? Oh, you can go forward. Well, I played the original PlayStation Resident Evil, and I recorded myself playing that and chopped it up and did commentary afterwards. I really enjoyed that. I wish I'd finished it. I finished the game, I just didn't finish uploading and doing the commentary. So I dabbled with the Resident Evil series, bits and pieces. I think that's all of it, to be honest. What's the point I'm making? Oh, and of course, GameCube, Resident Evil 4. I played it for an hour, I bounced off it. And of course, Resident Evil 4 was the one that reinvented the series. But it also, turned it into the series that everyone ended up hating. And I won't lie, going through the series, I really enjoy the survival horror version of it. Like, the pace... Resident Evil 1, the way I describe it, is it's a puzzle box. It's this mansion, of course, and you've got to make your way through it, and there are all these routes and all these doors and all these keys, and you can only carry so many items. But some of the keys aren't keys, some of the keys are bullets, because some of the corridors have zombies in, and so you're going to have to spend those bullets to get past those zombies. And sometimes a key is realizing that corridor is actually wide enough for you to run around the zombie. And then it's just all about finding the right route. And it's a really interesting game. And in lots of ways, Resident Evil 1 is the best one. The remake of Resident Evil 1 is fantastic. It was one of my favourites. I started off the Fights and Frights playlist with a bang. I really enjoyed it. Like, 2 made so many improvements. It's faster, it flows more, it's more action. And you can sort of see all those decisions. You know, the items more plentiful. Because fucking Resident Evil 1 is cruel. Like, you need to be doing constantly well in the beginning. You get momentum, but like at the beginning, and the knife is fucking useless. And so like, it's a little bit more generous. It's a bit more gamey. It's a little bit more fun. Ooh. So one of the things I'm gonna open bracket. I'm really curious of like how like a Resident Evil this game actually is. I like that the map is back. I really didn't like having not a map. There was a dedicated button. Print out the email from your wife Mia, who's been missing for 3 years. Oh, they just used a real picture of someone. Mia Winters. Bellevue, Louisiana, Baker Farm, come get me. Yeah, so I'm very curious of the actual difference in the gameplay and stuff. But you can sort of see how a series of decisions, we want it to be more fun. We want more people to be able to play it. You can see how a Code Veronica happens. You can see how a Resident Evil 4 happens and reinvents it. because once you get to Code Veronica, you're in 3D. You're like, well, why can't I turn the camera? Like, it's absurd that I can't, and the zombies coming from direction that I can't see. We're in this fully 3D world now. Pool is looking strange. And then, like, I didn't really get Resident Evil 4 until I played it for more than an hour. The first time I played it, I got killed by a guy with a chainsaw and then never picked it up again. And it just wasn't for me. But, like, no, the start of Resident Evil 4 is actually really good. But the bit that I got it, though, was the bit in the house where I think it's Lewis and Ada's there with you. I don't know who the fuck's with you, not Ada. Lewis and the girl, Ashley. And you're having to defend the house from loads of zombies, and you're like, this is scary in a new way. That because it's relentless. There's a adrenaline rush to it. There's so many of them. They're coming at you so fast, and they're climbing through the windows, and it's scary in a way, in a new way. That's what an accomplishment. That's really interesting. And you can see how 5 leaned into that direction. Now the thing about 4 is, I was bored of 4 before it finished. After the village, it's just gradual, and it's like, what, another secret lab? Like, legitimately, if there's a secret fucking lab underneath this house, I'm going to be slightly annoyed in the game, because, like, that happens so often in this series. Like, I've just played for them all. Every single fucking game has a secret lab somewhere. Cool. I wonder if they'll do first person again. I assume what so like when they announced Village, and again that was very exciting for me because I was like, oh, I've got so many games I can play now. I assumed that was their soft remake of Resident Evil 4. Oh, it's set in a village. It's the instead of the skinny guy, it's the fat guy. Like, it felt like they'd taken the ingredients for 4, remixed them into Village, and then they just remade 4. And I thought, I suspect what they're doing is what Warcraft did for ages, where you take they instead of like coming up with new things, they go back and they take ingredients from an earlier one, and then they keep looping through them. So there's always an aspect from like that popular campaign that they're referencing. They were simultaneously going back, grab earlier story elements, and then sort of looping their 4 best ones. And I assume that's kind of what they're going to do with the series from now on. They're always going to be like either remaking one or referencing one. Because this, I assume, is a soft remake of the first game. It's set in a haunted mansion, but it's a different kind of mansion. It's a different kind of horror. Somebody had to say to them, you know what, this series has become a farce. Remember when the whole idea was we wanted to be scary? What's scary about the first game? What was I trying to do, going into this weird place and having these limited options and sneak into Louisiana? Ghost house. Very nice. And obviously, I assume there are some inspirations from contemporary games like the Outlasts and Amnesias and stuff. Accept her gift. You know, what horrors are people currently watching? Like, playing Revelations 2 and seeing all the Jigsaw stuff was kind of eye-rolling. Because those films aren't scary. I like Jigsaw. I like the Saw franchise, but, like, not because it's scary. PT. The PT I thought was scary. I played that demo. Don't have it anymore. I should say, by coincidence, it is October the 30th today. So I'll be playing this for the rest of the night. So it will be Halloween by the time we finish. And because it's, you know, it's my Fights and Frights playlist, we'll be playing on Halloween as well. So that's nice. I mean, every week I'll be playing Halloween stuff, but that it's this game, I think it's fitting. So on the right there, you can see I'm teasing another game, and you might be thinking, hang on, shouldn't the next game be Village? But the dates, the year things came, I don't know what year Village came out. And hey, probably played Village. Probably on the list, right? But when it came out was important. Anyway, again, what I could have done is walked faster, experienced the game faster, and there'll be gaps where I could have explained all this, and I've just sort of faffed around in the beginning talking instead. So I hope you don't mind that. I just wanted to explain a lot, like what this game meant to me. I will say, I do occasionally see birds in games like these, and I'm always like, oh, look at the birds. I don't find birds scary. And I'm not exactly... You're never going to see me go, oh my goodness, it's a scary thing going on the screen right now. Ah! There won't be any of that. Unless I do it sarcastically. But we'll see. There might be... I could get startled. I'm not above being startled. But I'll be like, you know what? It like won't be a massive... Won't be loud. So... What's that called? Okay. So... Yeah. I've got buttons underneath my controller I use. Blair Witch Project. There's a kind of irony, because Blair Witch Project is first-person camera as well. I've not actually seen that movie, but they eventually, I think it was Blooper Team, made a Blair Witch Project game, and now Blooper Team get to do the Silent Hill series. The other horror series that I associate with forests is Alan Wake. I am a massive fan of Alan Wake 1 and 2. I will appreciate that 1 is not for everyone. You're not going to be scared of the forest and so much as just fucking sick of the forest in that game. 2 never really feels like a forest. But 2 is scary. I think 2 can be scary at times. It's doing something else though. It's doing metafiction. But I think Alan Wake 2 and a lot of games leaned into the success of this game. The post Resident Evil is good now series. Now, I've not heard good things about all of them, but I've heard good things about this game, Village. Everyone wouldn't shut the fuck up about the lady, the lady, the tall lady, and Resident Evil 2, because that was the first time they remade something. People loved Resident Evil 2, and I see Resident Evil 2 in places, but in the same way that Resident Evil 4 inspired an entire genre, and then Resident Evil 6 was just like, we need to be Gears of War, and I'm like, no, Gears of War is a really well polished game. You're not that, Resident Evil 6. So, what I'm liking so far... that's cool. Is, yeah, we've not had to tilt and spin items since like Resident Evil 1 or 2. I can't remember the last game. It definitely was in 1, though. Resident Evil 1 has a sort of point and clickedness to it, if that makes any sense. Like, there's adventure game quality that the later ones lose. Specifically, 4 loses it once you leave the village. The fact that you were exploring a village and you had this, like, freedom meant the sort of... Alright, well... Oh, no. How do I get to the inventory? Oh, so they used a real person and then modelled the character after them. Huh. So, one of the ways Resident Evil evolved is in its maps. So, like, Resident Evil 1 has this huge hub. You keep returning to the centre and you keep coming back. And then eventually you unlock a smaller... the second half of that game, where it's a smaller hub. And there's, like, more focus to the actual story. And Resident Evil 2 has an exciting beginning. That's sort of a straight line. And a smaller hub. And a longer series of, like... set pieces, as it were, underground. There's like mini, like, but like you went. I can't. I'll have to replay it. I'd like to see it drawn as a map. And 3, of course, has those free areas that you're doing mini hub things, and you go back. Code Veronica has these kind of bases. There's like 3 of them, and occasionally we'll have to run between them, and it takes ages. There's like a huge amount of running between them, and it's really annoying if you have to go back to the military base. And so village, like the village in, the village in 4 is kind of like that, but like on a much smaller scale, because you're no longer loading through doors. And it felt clever, but like there's nothing in that village, to be honest. You're just scavenging for items. And then they just sort of fucking give up on that immediately. I think 5 has the very start of 5, you can run about an area doing fighting, but every other place from then on and through 6, it's just a linear game. And I really, like, that's the other thing I really missed, that you were exploring a place, and that was like a core part of the gameplay. Like, I don't understand why they got rid of that, because the experiments, like, I can't overstate how much, like, I missed Code Veronica's so dumb as a storyline. There's so many issues with Code Veronica, but halfway through 4, I was just like, I want Code Veronica back. I actually quite liked... I liked the gameplay of that. Even though, like, there's so many issues with that game, it looks rubbish. It's all kind of grey and boring. Oh, look at this thing. And the hub that you have to run between the hubs. The hubs themselves are interesting. You're still doing that thing where you're searching from out in the directions. They're just sort of smaller controlled areas, so you can make progression. It sort of made sense, the idea of it. It's just that the combat didn't make sense in the 3D arena. Like, that was the first game that had a decent boss fight. But, like, it's not like they only had good... specifically the Veronica fight, where she splashes fire on the floor, and you're like, oh my god, somebody's zoning me. I'm not used to this. All the other fights are like a big monster, and you're just sort of shooting in its general direction. Oh no, it's shooting in my general direction. I better get out of the way. And then, of course, at 4, you have this giant, and you have to jump around it and stuff. And then, but 4, 5, and 6 have crap bosses in them. You'd think with their, like, renewed, with the action focus, you could have really good boss fights now. Oh, that's the one thing you've... But fucking 5 and 6 have some fucking rubbish ones, because they're all designed for co-op. Like fucking Wesker, where you're like trying to tell your partner, stand on the other side of him, he can only be shot in the back. Stop standing where I am. Like 6 is better than 5 for boss fights, just because it doesn't have that. So yeah, I can actually feel the VRness. There is like there, like that beam. We'd be. I didn't realize it would fisheye everything we did. That's a dedication. I can tell it was built for VR. And one day, I've got an Oculus Rift, and because I spent 600 fucking quid on that, I was like, I want it day one. I want the new tech. I want the fancy toy, please. I'm not a well-off person. I just want. I made the decision, and of course, you know what? It's still working. It's still down there. It still works, but they don't fucking release games for it now. They put them on the Meta, and I'm like, it's the same goddamn infrastructure, guys. Let me play it as well. And I don't understand the walled garden. Why is it a fenced off system? Like, every so often they go, oh, look, yeah, Resident Evil 4. We've made it so you can play the original Resident Evil 4 in VR. Isn't that lovely? It's like, can I play it? No, you've got an Oculus Rift and not a Meta fucking... I'm not fucking buying one. I don't want to buy a thing. I've already got VR. It's why I didn't... Also, it took them a really long time to be like, hey, maybe you're not a special forces guy who's like really well prepared for a zombie apocalypse. Maybe you're just... I'm assuming Ethan is just a guy. But yeah. Appreciate the sort of detail. Makes it scary. This is kind of a much scarier than a very clean mansion. Yeah, I'm told it's very scary in VR. I hear there's a mod though, because it makes sense. You just mod it to it's all, everything is there you need. So I might just play the modded version one day. It makes me want to do the first game in VR as well, or at least in first person. Yeah. I don't play a lot of first person horror games. It's not my genre. And I think partly because they're actually kind of scary. It's done a really good job of like small sounds. Small sounds are like kind of just... What the fuck is this? I've not played that Aliens game either. Why would you even look? Ugh. Ugh!
Fuck! Fuck!
I've never seen a cockroach. I don't know if we I don't think we have them in the UK. Why would you look at any of this stuff? You know what? It's funny to have a microwave in a spooky house. What's that? So yeah, I will say some of the horror in 6 did work, but a lot of it's like, I actually like the lawnmower man face guy. I didn't like his character, but I liked the design of like the giant fly monster and the centaur. But over 20 missing in 2 years. Why are we looking through the fridges and stuff? Oh, where's my cup of tea? Ah, oh no. The real... Ah, my tea's, like, gonna be cold. Ah, that's the real horror. Sorry, let me grab that. Okay, why is there a retry button? Because it's still a game, and you can... I really appreciate their taking their time being spooky. Obviously, I've been playing really slowly as well. We'll cover downstairs first. But, like, wow, they must have done... We're walking around a house slowly inspecting things like in the first game, and suddenly this playing in first person gives it so much. Yeah, I will say the bend of the camera, I that's there's an authenticity to how that looks. You know, the fact that we're using light. It's an interesting decision to use photographs of real people. But we're actually investigating real house again, rather than going on a globe-trotting adventure. It's fair enough. That would have broken tone. I think we're... So, yeah, so what I was saying about the microwave. In my head, there's modern technology and there's, like, old tech, right? So I grew up with a rotary phone, but in my head, that's old tech. Anything made after 2000 is new to me. That would have been... That's a VHS player, so that is old. There's a tube television, so that is old. But, like, that's, like, turn of the century. So, digital display, but, like, that's kind of interesting that they have one. But, is that Radiohead song? Videotape. Like, now there's just, like, a lot of people that have never seen one. It's spooky old tech. But I appreciate it's in a... You know, it's a black box. It looks like one of the newer ones. Do you have a zoom or anything? But yeah, you know, they don't have digital TV yet. There's the aerial. There's nowhere. It's 4 of them. This is a stroke of genius. You know what? I'm fully prepared for this to be rubbish. I know people like it, so. But like, this is actually scary in a way that literally none of the games have been. But like, it's really cool that like, what are you doing? Well, I'm doing this thing from the Resident Evil 1 where we were traveling around the house. Apart from now, we'll see when enemies get introduced. I think there are enemies in this game. It's sort of a shame that I know some of the things that's going to happen, but that's the cost of me playing it when it came out. I can't believe that this is almost 10 years old itself. We're on the verge of people being like, Resident Evil 7? Ah, so old that is. I started with 12. Ooh, it's the tip from the start. Relic house. Ah, it's the save. I was like, I want to press it, but I want to find a save point first. We're picking out. We're doing the typewriter thing. So I started a game because, like, this game, with this game has come like revivals of the first game. Fans now making Resident Evils like the old ones. And one of them, I tried one called Tormented Souls. It's if I hide this for a moment. Oh, apparently I forgot to make that turn offable. Never mind. My schedule should have appeared. On that schedule is Tormented Souls, but that game was really fucking mean with saves. So I had one save, I saved, and then I died like an hour later, and I just hadn't seen any other saves, and I was like, Resident Evil gives you like 3 at a time. Like, guys, I might need to sleep or go to work. Give me more fucking saves. And I get it's a throwback to the first game, but like, not even the first Resident Evil was that fucking tight with saves. Right. I'm going to use this opportunity to actually make that cup of tea. So yeah, I'm so very curious about the remake of 2 and 4 and Village. Like it's fun to be excited about a series, like every single entry. And I know that people didn't like the remake of 3. Like, they got rid of the clock tower. And a part of me is just like, why don't you just put it back in? Why don't you just, like, maybe they just wanted to make a small... They might just wanted to make a quicker game because Nemesis isn't very long. But, like, make DLC for it. Just add it back. You've got the resources now, Capcom. You know that people aren't happy with it. But yeah, I'm curious. Because like the thing that this game starts off with actual naturalistic dialogue. More so than this series have ever had. Oh, hang on. What was I... We want to go to the TV, don't we? Yeah, well, all the pops and noises and the wheezing Derelict house footage, Dolby, June 1st, written on the label. See Jack.
Boo! Where did you find this guy?
Give me a break, Pete.
Hey,
Oh, I'm the
I only work
cameraman.
with professionals. Speaking of which, make sure the sound is right this time. I don't want a repeat of Amarillo.
That was 2 fucking years ago.
I don't do ADR. This new guy? I'm not feeling it.
Again?
Just don't be surprised if we have to make a change. New plan. We do a walkthrough of the inside first, then we shoot the intro.
Just like we always do. Just try to say the show's name this time, okay?
No problem. Tonight on Sewer Gators, another worthless fucking shithole. Happy?
Ecstatic.
Are we rolling? All right, let's go.
Get out of the way.
It's locked.
After you.
So, why are we in hell this time? Do you ever prep? What's the prep? Shitty house, spooky sounds? Ooh, is it haunted? Fuck me. I was an anchor, you know?
Weekend sub, Pete. Not anchor.
What's that?
Nothing.
What's the story, Andre?
Abandoned farmhouse, missing family, foul play suspected. The usual.
How long did you say this place has been abandoned?
3 years.
Oh, I
Wait,
could.
get a shot of this. Let's make a great cutaway. So, Hillbilly Joe and his family go missing.
Not hillbillies, the Bakers. Jack and Marguerite Baker. And they were quiet, not backward. A lot of bad rumors about their son, Lucas. Bad seed, apparently.
Ah, shit! I know I should have worn my good shoes. Oh, shit. Glad I had my shots. Although, this would make a great backdrop. Andre, what do you think? Andre?
I wasn't paying attention.
Andre! Andre! Clancy, you see where Andre went?
No, sorry, I wasn't looking. That's a neat magic
Where is
trick you
he?
did.
Unfucking believable! This is the last time I work with that guy. I mean, producers, they come and go, but a good cameraman like you, Clancy, you stick with me.
Interesting that they make you walk through the house twice.
What the fuck was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, something fell down.
Andre? Where the fuck is he? Andre, where are you, man? What the hell? You gotta be fucking kidding me. All right, new deal. We find Andre and we go. I mean, fuck this show.
It's cool. I found information out for the video.
You first.
Fuck off.
Need a nice hero shot of me coming down the ladder. So, you first. What do you see? What is it?
Oh fuck, this is Blair Witching. He's Blair Witching. He's Blair Witching down here. Yeah, that was actually quite spooky. How did you get through without us seeing you activate the door?